Well, a recent change in policy at Apple could make it possible for a native Game Pass app to come to iOS, but there is a catch. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. So this announcement came over at developer.apple.com, and I'll read the headline here. It says, Apple introduces new options worldwide for streaming game services and apps that provide access to many apps and games. Now down in the article, they give a little more detail. It says, today Apple is introducing new options for how apps globally can deliver in-app experiences to users, including streaming apps and mini programs. Developers can now submit a single app with the capability to stream all of the games offered in their catalog. Now this opens up services like Game Pass or maybe even GeForce Now, which were originally only accessible through the web browser on iOS. And previously, Apple indicated if a developer wanted to use a streaming app like Game Pass, they would have to have every game available on the service approved, basically making it impossible. Now back in 2020, Microsoft did try to push at the time what was known as xCloud to iOS, but Apple blocked that, basically saying that it didn't fit within their guidelines. But even though it looks like this change has cleared the path for an app like Game Pass to come to iOS, there are some caveats. From that same article, Apple states, each experience made available in an app on the App Store will be required to adhere to all App Store review guidelines, and its host app will need to maintain an age rating of the highest age-rated content included in the app. So obviously they'll be rated in for mature games on Game Pass. I don't think there's any adults only, but if there are, that could limit who would have access to the app. But there's always a possibility that Microsoft could write the app in a way that could tap into the parental controls and restrict access to certain games based off of their rating. And there could be some other technical requirements that I'm not aware of that certain games may not meet. So it is possible that Microsoft could have sort of a curated experience on iOS and make certain games not available if they don't meet up to Apple's requirements. Now I know Apple has had some big fights in courts recently, especially with Epic, over how much of a cut they get out of microtransactions. So I don't know if any of that would apply here. If you've got a game on Game Pass that may have some type of microtransactions, is Apple going to expect a cut of that? And I'm sure Apple will update some of their technical guidelines for developers in order to figure all of that out. But let me know your thoughts below. Do you have iOS devices? Would you use a Game Pass app on them? Or have you ever tried it just through the web browser? Do you think a native app would help improve the experience? Drop a comment below and let me know your thoughts. And if you like the video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed yet, consider doing so. It really does help the channel out quite a bit. I want to thank you for watching and be good.